After killing a group of bounty hunters looking to capture the child, the Mandalorian returns to Mos Eisley. He agrees to take a frog-like creature and her eggs to the estuary moon Trask, where her husband will fertilize the eggs, in exchange for information on other Mandalorians. Due to the eggs' fragility, they must travel at slow, sub-light speeds. On their journey, they come across a X-Wing fighter patrol, forcing the Mandalorian to hide on an icy, nearby planet because he is wanted by the New Republic for his role in a prison break. However, he crash lands the Razor Crest. While the Mandalorian fixes the ship, the child stumbles upon numerous eggs inside an ice cave. The eggs soon hatch, revealing a swarm of spider-like creatures. The trio escapes back to the Razor Crest, and just as they appear to be doomed, the X-Wing pilots come to their rescue. They explain that because the Mandalorian helped apprehend his accomplices on the prison break, they will drop the Mandalorian's arrest warrant and leave him with a warning. After the Mandalorian finishes the repairs, the tattered Razor Crest takes off and resumes its journey to Trask. And that is the synopsis of episode 2 entitled The Passenger for season 2 of The Mandalorian. And I gotta admit, I didn't like this one as much as I did the first episode last week. Wasn't a bad episode, but I didn't really. I don't know. It's just like I liked the whole thing with the confrontation with the spiders, and that little guy, that little sucker, the child, eating the eggs, kept popping them in his mouth, and Mandalorian's like, nope, don't do that again. What does he do? It's like he's like a little child. He's like a child. He doesn't listen. He doesn't listen, and he does. And he eats one of the spider eggs. What does that do? It wakes up all the other spiders. They're not only dealing with that spider, they're dealing with the mama. Oh boy, they're dealing with that mom. And they get out of there with by the skin of their teeth, and then just when they appear like it's over, the X-Wing fighter patrol come back and they blast the mom as well as the other little spiders that are crawling around, and they let them off with a warning, and the Mandalorian lives to complete his mission. And it's one of the things where it's like this thing totally continues. Like I thought it would be, because last week was kind of cut and dry. Whatever he had to do, he did. He killed that dragon, right, and helped out the guy there, right. And this one, it just continues, and the frog lady was okay. I like the fact that she was able to bypass the protocol droid, or that droid, and it totally bypassed the protocols and everything, and was able to use the little voice thing, put it up to its throat, and she was able to communicate with Mando. But funny how she understood him. So I guess when you use that, I understand it translates to you, but she was able to understand him. It's like they might as well just like did that whole thing where you see the what do you call it, the visual or the scene kind of flip around, and then she starts understanding, starts talking in English, starts understanding him. It's like it did that like on the Warrior of where it's we're talking in Cantonese or Mandarin or whatever, and then like it'll flip around with that, and then all of a sudden they're talking in English. And it's like, so it's this weird. It's one of those weird things that they use to kind of like just say, okay, let's just let them speak, English. But in that thing, they were speaking English when they're talking to the thing. But then, like, if they're talking to each other, it's in their language. So it's kind of weird. But anyway, I kind of digressed there. But I didn't hate this episode. I'm not saying that it was bad, but it was not as good as last week. And with the whole thing, the only thing I enjoyed the confrontation with the spiders, and then the little shenanigans of the child, being as rambunctious and as not listening to pretty much who his father is at the moment, and that is the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is like the guardian, so listening to him. I mean, this little guy, and I just saying because he does have powers, but I don't know if he just uses them only when he needs to, right? Because the spider, like one of the baby spiders, was on his head, like this. I don't know if it's going to stick his his mouth on the top of his head and try to drain his brain out or whatever. And then the little gun that the frog lady had and it helped him out. I thought he imploded him. I thought he was like imploding them. All of a sudden, but now all of a sudden you see the frog lady with the little blaster, a little gun. Fun moments in there. I mean, like I said, I didn't think it was a bad episode, but it wasn't as good as last week, and probably it's one of its weakest episodes. So hopefully it picks up next week. But nonetheless, I'm a big fan of The Mandalorian, and I'll show you a number of reasons. I just got this shirt. Yeah, pretty cool. Of course, you got the child, you got Mando again. Over that's the. I guess that's the. Oh no, I was thinking that was the armor, but that's when he first met. The child. I got some Funkos over there, and I got a poster coming that has the same design. But big fan. I mean, big Star Wars fan anyway. But the Mandalorian really is. Some people lost hope and faith in the Star Wars franchise ever since Disney took over. But this really made people come back and realize that there is some good things Star Wars related. So, well, like I said, although it was one of the weakest episodes, even including season 1 as well, of the entire season and a quarter so far. But not bad. I'm not complaining, but it could have been better. But anyway, that's my recap and my thoughts on The Mandalorian season 2, chapter 10, entitled "The Passenger." And for those of you who stopped by and checked out this video, I appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.